Guys, the boy the scientist and bad news in La La Land. Or Tinseltown or Hollywood or however the fuck you want to call it. Jaden Smith apparently did an interview. And I don't really know who it was. I don't really care, but it's funny because it was a written interview, which I always think is kind of funny when, like, in 2018 you're doing a written interview. When they do it with, like, Quincy Jones or Bill Cosby, I'm a little more, like, I understand it a little more because they're really old. So, like, you know, like, maybe they want that, or, you know, they're used to that type of stuff. But, like in this day and age, who gives a shit about a written interview? I want to see how the dude reacts to your questions. You know what I mean? That's when you really know what's up. But this is really not a story, but I wanted to talk about it because, you know, like, it's just because it sounds all of it sounds so ridiculous. I was just like, I wanted to get my 2 cents out on this one. But Jaden Smith was doing an interview, and he actually put out an album, I actually think, called Sire or something. But I listened to one of the tracks, like the one that everybody was talking about, called Icon. And I was like, oh, this is cool. You know what I mean? I listened to it. I haven't really I have actually listened to it a couple of times, I think. Since it came out, like 2 or 3 times. But yeah, it's not crazy, but it's fun. You know, it's like, it's kind of hyped up. You know what I mean? It's nothing wrong with it. But he did an interview, and they asked him, like, hey, you know, how now that you're an artist, you know, since you're, you know, the son of Will Smith and you got all these celebrity friends, you know, maybe they can help you out. That would, I mean, like, that's what I would do, you know. And he was like, these guys always looked at me as the little homie. But I thought it was really weird, because he's, you know, like, he's probably the most OG of all of them when it comes to, like, living in Hollywood and living this rich lifestyle. He's a day one when it comes to that shit. You know what I mean? Like, he's the son of Will Smith. I wouldn't, like, it's the way he made it sound like they were, like, bullying him or something. You know, I was really surprised by it. Like, I would never, if I was, like, a really successful rich rapper, I probably would just be cool to Jaden Smith because his dad is Will Smith. And I'm like, you know, it's always a good idea to keep staying friends with these type of people, you know what I mean? But, yeah. They said that he said that they sort of saw him as, like, the little homie, and, you know, that didn't surprise me too much. I mean, you know, they say that this whole Hollywood thing is just one big high school drama. And, you know, I tend to believe that. But if what the rest of the story is true, then that is really literal. Like, even for a high school drama, it is kind of intense. So they were like, okay, so you've gotten some acceptance now. Like, first you were the little bro, and now you're making music. So now they have respect for you, and you know, they want to help you out. And he was like, not really. It's more like, I'm the little bro, and since I'm making music now, because I was the little bro, they don't want to hang out with me anymore because I've become too cool for them, basically. I'm too saucing, and, like, they don't want to hang out with me anymore because they told me, like, wow, you didn't tell us that you, like, were gonna do this. Like, we thought you were just gonna be living in our shadow for forever. So now we can't hang out with you anymore. I mean, okay, so I'm just gonna, like, keep it real immediately and say that Jaden Smith denied this story, but I mean, like, just take a second for that. Like, you're friends with a couple of dudes. Like, could you imagine you living, like, I'd rather not live in Hollywood. It's a little much. I mean, I want to be rich, but still, like you have friends. I wouldn't want to be friends with these people. You have friends, and all of a sudden you're like, yo, I want to do this. I want to start a rap career because you have all the time on the planet and you're rich. And they're like, dude, we'd rather not have you want to do it because we don't like it. Because we don't want it. We know that you want it, but we'd rather don't. Because, you know, you be saucing on us too much. Wow. All those women. All that money. And you're still that insecure, huh? Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like, you know how like, hot chicks always want you to keep giving them compliments, and, like, they're never really, like, satisfied with all that attention. Like, that must be the same thing. Like, that's what I was thinking when I heard this story. I was like, that's how it must be. Like the richer and more famous you get, like, the more insecure you get, and, like, the less you're able to just be cool with yourself and not worry about people around you. Because, I mean, obviously, if Jaden Smith wants to be a rapper and he just put out that song, and it's a cool song, like, there's nothing wrong with it, and you're like, wow, we can't hang out anymore because now I'm jealous. Like, that would be embarrassing for me to even admit that to someone. I'd rather just ignore someone than just explain to them that I'm too jealous to hang out with them. That's way too crazy. So I mean, I was really blown away by this, and I was like, wow, that really, like, it figures, like, you feel like that's how those type of people live in Hollywood. Like, it's one big drama, and everybody's just, that's what I thought. But okay, that's it. And except for that, Jaden Smith went to Twitter, I think like 8 to 9 hours ago or something. He was like, I didn't say any of that, and it's possible. You know what I mean? That's possible that these people just made it up. And maybe that's possible. The Quincy Jones interview wasn't that long ago, so it's possible that maybe one of the writers was just like crazy and overboard, and he was just like, yo, like, let me just put in something really crazy because I have to compete with all these like the news and all the crazy stories are going so fast. I have to compete with this, so I'm gonna have to say something like this, which would be really dumb, because that's the thing. Like, if Jaden Smith says it's not true, I'm actually still only half believing that. Just keeping it real, because like, why else would you say that, right? The only reason if you're saying that is if it's true, I guess, or like, I understand that Jaden Smith is sort of like a pretentious, spoiled little kid, so like maybe he just figured that that's what's going on, and he was like, fuck it, let me just say it in an interview, and except for after that, he got a shitstorm of critique from, everyone around him, of course, and he had to backtrack. That's possible. But even though I would say, like, that's still pretty reckless. Like, your dad, and, like, when you come up in that kind of a family, in that kind of, like, quote-unquote royal family, like, everything is business, you know what I mean? All these people that all these acquaintances, they're all business, you know what I mean? So, if he really said that just because, then he is sort of a loose cannon, especially for, the family that he's in. Because they have to, make money and be good with all these people around him. A lot of these people around him, let's put it like that. At the same time, though, it could all be a lie. But if it is, then I think we should find out, because I don't feel like Jaden Smith should just let this be hanging. Like, they made him really look like a spoiled little shit. Like, really. So, if it's not true, then I hope that Jaden Smith, goes after them in a court way, or just you guys better now admit that you fucked up, or else we're gonna drag you to the court, because you don't want people to think that this might be true. Like, this is damaging. Like, it makes you look like a little shit. Who wants to work with you after this? I mean, probably a lot of people because you're Will Smith's son, but maybe some people won't. You know what I mean? Because they're like, dude, this kid is insane. And your name is not the one being too heavily damaged by this. It's Drake and Donald Glover and Kanye. Those were the three names being named. The only person I could really, like, sort of believe that from, actually, is sort of Kanye. Like, a little bit. Not because I don't think Kanye isn't confident with his shit, because he's just crazy and out there like that, and he would just say something that you would never expect, you know what I mean? But yeah, okay, so I guess it's not true, even though it was really fucking entertaining, if you ask me, when it came out. What do you guys think about it? You guys think it's fake? You guys think it's true? What do you guys think about Jaden Smith, Drizzy, Kanye, and Donald Glover? He's kind of a weird last name on that list, but still. What do you guys think about it? Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.